Hi crafty friends, it's Donna here. From the front, these look like regular cards, but as soon as you look side on, you can see all the dimension. And I'm going to walk you through how I did these today and why you shouldn't be too quick to throw out your packaging. Anyway, welcome. I'm Donna. You can find me as Donna is Playing Paper all over the internet, except on Instagram where I'm DonnaDoll74. Let's have a look at these beautiful butterflies. These are the Rainbow Butterflies embossed die cuts from Paper Rose Studio, and they're part of a big range of gorgeous rainbow products that they've put out this month. I hope my camera is catching the beautiful gloss on these butterflies. I'm going to choose a couple of these butterflies for today's cards, starting with one that has a fairly simple outline. And I'm popping that out and choosing some fairly stiff background papers that match with the colours. I'm also going to just neaten up that edge with my scissors. Today I'm using some Shimmer cardstock. I've got a couple of packs with different colours in it, Blooming Blossoms and also Stormy Seas. These Shimmer papers are also available in individual colour packs. Here's where we're going to use the outline background piece that perhaps would normally get thrown away. What I'm going to do is to carefully trace around the outline onto my background paper. Once I've done that, I'll cut it out just inside that pencil line so that, if anything, my background is very slightly smaller than my front image. I want my layers to just tuck behind and be a little bit hidden from the front. And you can see there how they line up. I'm going to repeat that process 3 times. I have the pink and the outside darker pink from the Shimmer cardstock. I've also cut that middle layer from the Rainbow Garden Patterns paper pack. This is part of the same series as the butterfly, so of course that pink is a perfect match. Next, I'm going to layer up my butterflies. I'm using flat double-sided tape in the middle and some thicker foam dots on the outsides. Later on, I needed to go back and pop a little bit of glue in the middle because with 4 whole layers of dimension, the middle needed just a bit of reinforcement. There have been big changes at our house since my last video. For the 3rd time in my life, I've gone back to being a uni student. I'm going to try and get myself a master's degree in translating and interpreting. We'll see how it goes. It's pretty hard actually, but I am loving learning and growing. It might mean a few small changes for this channel. I'll try and keep going with as many videos as I can, but if there are some small gaps here and there, please know I'm studying hard and I'll be back as soon as I can. I've just trimmed up the outsides of that butterfly, and once I have all of my layers together, I'm giving it a good squeeze in the middle just to make sure that it stays put. I did exactly the same process with a few other butterflies. For the big blue butterfly, I chose papers from the Stormy Seas pack, and then for this little butterfly, I used only 2 layers. And I didn't use the foam squares. I'm just going to fold that up to create the dimension. It's too small to handle so much foam tape. I love to give a couple of background ideas in each video, and so I'm going to use this striped diamond 3D embossing folder to make one of my backgrounds. This embossing folder has so much texture that it's really hard on your cardstock. And so I have stuck that down to a very solid piece of blue Shimmer cardstock using more strips of double-sided adhesive than I would normally use. I ran a few across the middle, lost the footage, and so I'm just demonstrating there. And once you do that, it sits beautifully, but it does need just that little bit more help to sit flat. Once I have the panel flat, I can simply glue that to a card base and glue down my butterfly for a really simple but stunning card. This sentiment comes from the big black and white sentiment set, and as always I'm just running a black marker. I use Memento Tuxedo Black marker around the outside to hide the white core of the cardstock. Once that's down, you can see the beautiful dimension on this card. I would suggest it's probably a card to give directly to a friend rather than try to put through the mail, unless you're prepared to package it up very carefully. For all of these cards, I've used pre-made card bases and these card fronts, which are just a little bit smaller all the way around. For this second background, I'm going to spatter some red watercolour paint, which I've watered down quite a bit because I am hoping to have a little bit of a pink tinge to it. This is not watercolour paper, and so as soon as I'm done with spattering, I'm going to get straight onto this with my heat tool and dry it before it can warp the paper. Once that's dry, I'm going to go back and do some black spatter. And you'll notice that I've used 2 different sizes of brush. The bigger the brush and the wetter the brush, the larger your spatter will be. And so, in order to not have the black take over, I've used a much smaller brush. These are some of the beautiful patterned papers from this Rainbow Garden collection, but in the end, I've decided that I've got enough busyness on the front. This one would have been perfect, but I've already used too much of it for my backgrounds. So I've gone to a nice red shimmer cardstock again, and after carefully checking that I have my card the right way up, ask me how I know to do that, I'm just going to put this panel down. These butterflies are stuck down with just a layer of regular glue at the back, and you can see the different dimension of the different butterflies. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I certainly loved making these cards. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'm going to be back just as soon as I can with some more cards for you. Bye for now.